Hey, it's Koag here. Yeah, I just got a request to do um, Hosanna, in the key of C, like a piano tutorial of Hosanna in the key of C. So I'm gonna do the whole song of Hosanna in the key of C, and kind of also just show some other little concepts you can use to kind of make your piano playing like a little bit better. Just some concepts, kind of just like that. And if you want to learn how to play this in other keys, I'm just gonna kind of show you the concepts and how to transpose, so you can kind of understand that a little bit better. But let's go straight into understanding the stuff in the key of C. Okay, so for those of you guys who don't know, basically the key of C is just like all these white notes over here. So anything that's like these black notes, that's not part of the key of C. So that's your key of C over there. So what we're gonna do, and that's basically just it. So the C over here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and our 8. So to start off with Hosanna, I'm gonna play a C chord. Okay, my right hand is playing a C, E, and a G. Okay. So play the C chord first, and you're playing A minor. Okay, I'm gonna play A minor in its second inversion over here. So I'm gonna play a C, E, and A minor. I'm gonna say the right hand first and then the left hand. Okay, A minor. And then you want to then go into D minor. And playing D minor root. And then playing finally the G. And the G in its first inversion. Okay, B, D, and then G. When you like put that together, this is how it's supposed to sound like. I see the King of Glory coming down with clouds with fire. The whole world should know, the whole world should know. I see His love and mercy. All I see, the people sing, the people sing. So basically, let's just break that down. What I'm doing, let's do the right hand first, and then the left hand. So I'm playing a C chord first, okay? C chord, then A minor, then D minor, then G. Okay, so now let's break these apart down. So those of you guys who don't know what these chords are, this is our C chord is comprised of a C, E, and a G. Okay, so anywhere you play a C, E, and a G, that's going to be a C chord. So this is going to be played in the root position because the C over here is at the lowest end. Its first inversion is just a rearrangement of these notes. So you're going to be playing E, G, and C like so, and then that gives you first inversion. Playing G, C, and E, same notes but rearranged, that gives you the second inversion. Being able to switch throughout all the inversions very quickly on demand is quite a good thing. You need to practice. That just really helps with some stuff. And that's just how inversions work for any chord. You just get a chord. This is D minor over here, for example. Get a chord, just switch it up. Okay, and then once you switch it up, just rearrange the notes, have the same chord, have it in different inversions. That just helps you to reach to different chords much easily. Okay, experiment with some of those things, find out which ones work for you the best. But for this video, I'm going to be saying which ones I'm specifically using for Hosanna. Okay, so C chord, root position, that's what we're doing, and then A minor, okay, is going to be our next chord. So if you don't know where an A is on on the piano. I just start from C, look for these two black notes, have a C, C, D, E, F, G, A, A, skip one white note, skip another white note, you have your A minor over there, okay, and this is the inversion of A minor I'm mainly using in this song. Allows me to switch from C to E, from C to A minor, very, very quickly and easily. Okay, you see that? C, A minor. That's just something that's good. So I can just go, I see the King of Glory coming down with clouds with fire. The whole world shake, the whole world shake. So that's your A minor over there. Okay, very good, very easy. Nothing too complex about that. Now I move on to the D minor. Okay, that's from the D. Skip one white note, F. Skip another white note. Then you have that in have the A over there. So D minor, D, F, and A. Same type of logic. You get your G as well. Nothing too fancy. Find your G, skip one note, skip another note. Easy, you got this. So let's put this together. Right hand only. I see the King of Glory coming down with clouds with fire. The whole earth shakes. The whole earth shakes. So then that's it. I'm just gonna put a little bit of rhythm inside of that. On left hand, all I'm doing is just playing the root note. Okay, I'm playing for C. We're playing a C on the left hand, a low C, and I'm going to play the fifth. Okay, the fifth of the C is the G, and I'm going to be playing the root note again at the top. So that's going to be, and I just play the root, the fifth, and the root for all of these chords, and then that's how we get it. So I see the King of Glory coming down the clouds with fire. The whole earth shakes. The whole earth shakes. And as you can notice, I'm just filling it a little bit with literally just like. That's just filling it like this. So I see the King of Glory coming down the clouds with fire. The whole earth shakes. It's alright. The whole earth shakes. The whole earth shakes. So I'm moving my hands from I'm not playing as I normally would, just so you guys can see exactly the notes I'm playing. Not playing too many notes here, but these are just the bare minimum to kind of get King of Glory in the King of C. Okay, so now let's move on to the chorus. So that one goes like Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the high. Okay, let's do that. Okay, we're starting off with a C on the left hand, but we're gonna have an E. Okay, an E C on the right hand, and then E on the left hand. So Hosanna, then move to the F major, Hosanna. F is made out of the chords, out of the notes F, A, and C. Okay, that makes the F major chord. I use the second inversion, okay, which is like this. This is first inversion, or what do you call it? Sorry, this is root form. This is the root form of the F chord. Then I switch it up. That's the first inversion. I'm using the second inversion. I just take these same notes over here, I move them down right here. That's my second inversion. So that allows me to just switch things up real fast. So I go like Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. Another inversion I'm using is the G. Okay, just really makes things easier, so you don't have to be jumping around or the place all the time. You can just go from here to here, and that gives you a G. So just to suss it out, this is G, literally the first inversion. That's how you get it. You just take this G over here, move it over here. That gives you a G. Now if you move all these notes up here like this, that gives you an inversion of G, which is what I'm using. Again, reminder, on the left hand, I'm using a G, a D, and a G, okay? Because that is equivalent to the root, the fifth, and then the root of the chord that I'm using, okay? So, for some of you guys who don't know why it's called the fifth, we'll get into that later on, but just know that this third finger over here, it's called the fifth of the chord. This over here is called the third of the chord. Okay, so that when I'm using on my left hand, root, C, fifth G, and then root again on the C. Okay. So there we go. Now the chords I'm playing, this is the specific order. Starting off with a C chord, right hand, and then just an E. Just an E, an E, an E, an E and an E on the left hand. Okay, then I'm moving into the F. Okay, so Hosanna, moving to the F, and then going to the G. Hosanna, okay, G, then A minor, then we go back to the F. Hosanna in the high, F, A minor, then G, in the higher. And we play the whole thing again. Hosanna, Hosanna. Then the second time you play it, you go F, G, then C. Okay, so just watch how I'm playing it. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. So that's basically the verses and the chorus done already, because the verses are exactly the same. I see a generation rising up to take the place, a selfless faith, selfless faith. I see a near revival, stirring as we pray and see. We're on our knees, we're on our knees. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. So basically, that's just the same chord progression as the chorus and the verses that I've already shown you. And let's quickly move on next into the into the bridge. Okay, so now the bridge goes like, fill my heart and make it clean. Open up my eyes to the things I see. Show me how to love like you have loved me. Break my heart for what breaks yours. Everything I have for your kingdom come. As I walk from earth into eternity. So basically that's going to be what I'm playing. Okay, F, second inversion. The left hand is basically the same thing. Root note, fifth, and then root, okay? So ignore the left hand for now, just knowing that you're playing the root note fifth and then the root note on the left hand, just normally, okay? So, there, F, then G, okay, then version I just showed you earlier. And move on to the C, root form, and then A minor. Okay. Heal my heart for what? Heal my heart and make it clean. Open up my eyes to the things I see. Show me how to love like you have loved me. Okay. So again, the chords are for the bridge: F major, G major, C major, and then A minor. Okay, that's for the first part, first part, and then the next part of the bridge goes just F major, G major, and C, just like that. Okay, and then that's basically the whole song. It's basically the whole song. So next is just kind of get how to like put some more pizzazz, I guess, some more flair, pizzazz into this. We've got to put in a little bit more melody into this, okay? So basically this is like how I would play the song if I was basically adding a little bit more melody into it. I'll just kind of go like, I see the King of Glory coming down the clouds with fire, the whole world shall the whole world shall. I see. I'd actually keep the chorus the same. I don't really change too much in the melody. I'd kind of just do exactly what I'm doing. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. Another thing, quickly before I just get into the specific melody I'm doing, because this is like the advanced part, just to kind of make it a little bit better, is getting into the exactly kind of how I'm fingering these notes. So let's say just a chorus I was just playing. So all I'm doing is just doing a little bit of a run up here. So like, okay, so I'd go like, I'll just land on the E like that. So. we'll just play all those like that. Adding this 2 over here is 2 being called the 2 because we're in the key of C, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, this is the second one, also called the 9th because if you use it over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's our 9th over there. So I tend to do it like this, okay? Hosanna. So I'm just like maybe just like tapping before I go to the next one. Hosanna. Okay, just like playing with these notes a little bit. Okay. Hosanna. 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 Left hand literally just arpeggiating it, just like playing it slowly. Same thing we're used to. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. Again, just playing with these notes that we have. It's good, kind of experimenting with that. You may come up with your own style that's very, very good. I just do my thing, have my own style, but that's basically what I'm doing. Okay. So once you just experiment with that, looking at how that kind of just works and implementing that, you can kind of just make it sound a little bit better, like to your taste or whatever's required. Hosanna. Just a little bit of experimenting is just what's done there, but let's just move quickly into the how I'm just going to be doing the melody. Okay, so starting off with the 1. So I see the King of Glory. Okay, kind of develop this just by ear, but if you need to know the exact notes, that's going to be C, I. Okay. C is for I, C, and I, C. So C, C, I, C, and G. And then back to C, King, and then D. Oh. So C, C, G, C, D, F, E. Okay, so I see the King of Glory. So that's that first part. Then with the C. And moving on to the A, so coming down, okay, and you can just go C, 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 A, C, D, E, coming down the clouds with fun, okay, and the next part, the whole earth, C, A, F, E, the whole earth. I just arpeggiate the D. Okay, that's okay. So then the D, 5th, and then the D again, and then just continue on the D minor with an F, A, D. Just continuing it on as far as I can. Okay, continuing that chord, the notes from the D. Then I can just play again, and then the G. So this, like, just kind of hearing that in context. So I see the King of Glory coming down the clouds with fire, the whole earth shaking. So just kind of doing that melody the way you want to do, getting it specifically for you, and then that's basically the melody for all the verses. Okay, it just repeats itself, and that's nice, that's good, that's beautiful. I keep the same thing for the chorus, no need to change that. The only other changes for the melody that can be present would have to be in the bridge. So this is how I would do the bridge. So hear my heart for praise you, everything I have for the kingdom, as I walk from earth into eternity. So basically as well, like I just move up some of the stuff I'm playing. Some of the stuff I'm playing in just one octave. So if I'm playing the, it's a little bit of a run. You can just move it up a couple octaves there, and that's fine. That's not a big deal. You just practice that a little bit, and you're set, fam. That's nothing too much with that. So you're kind of good. So let's just focus on the actual melody that we're using. So heal my heart for what breaks you, everything I have for your kingdom, as I walk from earth into eternity. Heal my heart for what breaks you. So like that's A, N, E. These notes like A, G, F, E, D, C. Yeah, that's basically like the whole song. Any other questions like you guys probably be having is like, what exactly am I doing whenever I'm like playing anything? And it's just literally just like just a combination of me just hitting these, just the C, D, E, G. Okay, that's basically what I'm just doing. Just a lot of that. That's kind of just the main thing, nothing too much with that. So like when I'm using this with Hosanna, so like hear my heart. Yeah, so a lot of it is just like me just mucking around, experimenting, doing kind of like stuff I kind of think will sound good. So then you gotta do some of that as well. So like I've told you, like all the notes that I'm playing, this can really help you out to prove yourself, especially playing in the key of C, experimenting specifically with these notes. As you can see, I've not touched any of the black notes right now, because that's not what we need to do to work out in the key of C. And that's really just it. That's just really just it for the key of C. So the next really important part is like, okay, what if you're key? Okay, literally you just do the same thing. You need to understand the numbering system, what I've been talking about, 1, 2, 5, 6, all those type of stuff. So like let's start something simple. Okay, we're already in the key of C. Let's figure out how did we get this key of C first of all. Okay, we have our C, and then to get to the next note, we have this note over here, okay? And we skip that one, we go to the next one. To get to the next note, we have a middle note over here, we skip that one, and we go to the next one. Okay, to get to the next one, we literally just hop like that to get to the next note. Okay, we have these spacing. These spacing between the notes is what constructs our key. Okay, to get to the next note, we skip this note, we go to the next one to get to the next note. Okay, we skip this one and we go to the next one and finally land on this one over here. This spacing is very, very important. If we employ the same spacing again for the for any other, starting from any other note, we'll get that key. For example, we want to get the key of E. We just employ the same spacing. Okay, skip one note, go over there, skip another note. Okay, we have our first 3 notes over there just by skipping notes. These, once you have a notes right next to each other, like that, notes right next to each other are called they're called semitones apart. When a note is 2 notes apart like this, that's called a whole tone. Okay, so we're gonna go a tone, okay, and then a semitone. Okay, we're on our 4th now. Then we go a whole tone, then we go a whole tone, and then a whole tone, a semitone. That's our key of C. So kind of just experiment getting different keys with starting from a key you're familiar with. So for example, you're familiar with how the key of C is. It's just all the white notes. You start from the key of C and you kind of just compare the spacing in the key of C with another key that you want to start off with. For example, I just did it with E. You start from any notes. Let's say we want to find the key of G, for example. We look at our reference key, which is C. We know that we have to skip 1 semitone before we get to the next one. So then we start to construct that on the key of G over here. So G, we skip 1, and then we have this over here. So we have the first 2 notes right now in the key of G. We do that again, copying from what we did in the key of C. We have our next one. Okay. Next, we know that we need to just go straight across. We don't skip anything. Okay. So then now we have our next one over here. Okay. Right there. That's our next guy. Then understanding that, we then finish constructing the whole thing, and then we have, and that's our whole key of G. So you may be wondering, okay, exactly how is all this whole key thing really going to be helping me out? Okay, so we know that we start off Hosanna, as I've taught you, on the chord C. Okay, in the key of C on the chord C. C in this key is called a 1, okay? If you just know this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, okay? Each of these numbers have their own construction, which we need to be working on, okay? This is a 1 construction, 2 construction, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and an 8. So then we know that we're actually going from C to A minor, which is 1 to 6. If we're going to do that in the key of E, again, this part is for the more advanced people. That's why I'm going quite fast. If you need some more clarification, be free to drop me an email. That's very, very easy to find on this YouTube channel. Okay, but this is a little bit more complex to understand because there's a lot of concepts I'm just throwing out there right now. So if you don't understand this at all, just relax. Okay, drop a comment down below and I will answer this to the best of my ability, and I'll make sure that you understand this quite well. But this can go over some people's heads right now. But again, we're going into the key of E, just C and E, comparing the keys of C and E just to show how to quickly transpose stuff. Okay, so first note is an E over. First note is a 1. Okay, then we go to the 6. Okay, so I see the King of Glory coming down the cloud with fire. The whole ashing, the whole ashing. Let's do that in the key of E. Okay, so then 1, 6, 2, 5. Okay, so once we know this, okay, we've built it. We're using our spacing. Okay, we know the spacing for a 1. Okay, for a 1 chord is going to be constructed by the 1, the 3rd, and the 5th of that specific key. Very, very important, okay? To find the 6th, okay, it's going to be constructed of the 6th, the 1, and the 3rd of that specific key. This can also be discovered by just figuring out the spacing in between each notes and what is required for that. There's a lot of detail I can really be going into how to construct each of these chords, but if you just try to look at these spacing, try to look at some of these spacings so you can kind of understand it like that. But basically, if you go by the numbering system, you're just going to be getting it right every single time, and then you can quickly develop the spacing system. But let me just quickly show you how another method you can kind of look at how to construct these chords. Okay, you can see that the 1 chord, you have 3 notes in between the next one. Okay, you got these 3 notes before the next one, then the next one. You have 2 notes in between. So if you want to construct a 1 chord in the key of E, you start from E, skip 3 notes, find the next one. Okay, skip 2 notes, you do that. Okay, that's the 1 chord key of E. You can kind of use the key of C as the reference notes to be doing each of these specific things, and that's kind of just how it goes. Okay, so let's go the first part of this song in the key of E. I see the King of Glory coming down the clouds with fire. The whole earth shaking, the whole earth shaking. I see His love and mercy washing over the people sing, the people sing. So that's just like kind of what we're doing there, okay? Just comparing those notes and you've kind of just gotten it. Yeah, honestly, it really was kind of like a lot to understand in that quite advanced part. But if you really still don't get it, please drop a comment down below. Tell me exactly what you're not getting so I can make sure that in future videos or whatever I can clarify this to the best of my ability and that you can get this really well, because I really, really want all of you guys to know the stuff in the head, keep on improving. Any other stuff, a tutorial, whatever you guys need, check it down below. I'll put it up and I'll see what I can be doing, okay? We're still going through a lot. But we'll get it, okay? That's Koag out. That's Koag out, okay? So I'll catch you guys later. Yeah, peace.